I was worried that this morning I went through my usual show preparation. When you do this for a while, you get a routine built up. And I went through the normal routine, but if anything disturbs it, you somehow feel that I've been through 90 minutes of the show. We're three-quarters of the way through the show, and I'm surprised that, we've been able to cover as much as we have. I would have been a little bit better at this, but I was still at home this morning, and I was trying to do some typing, and I was looking at some things online that I thought we could speak about today. And I was sitting there at the desk. The cat happened to be curled up next to me on the windowsill, and the cat kept reaching out with its front paws and grabbing my left hand as I was trying to type, and then he would drag my hand over, and then put his head on my hand like it was a pillow. So then I'm trying to do everything with my right hand, and you're trying to hit the caps lock and the shift and everything else. Not the easiest thing to do. But, he doesn't like being left alone, obviously, during much of the day. So I try to appease him as much as I can. I get up to do this at 3:15 in the morning. The problem is on weekends, I don't have to get up at 3:15. But it doesn't matter because somewhere between 2:45 and 3:15 every day, because you see in a cat's head, the cat doesn't know the days of the week. I just suddenly feel this presence beside me on the bed. The 16-pound, 17-pound presence. And I hear, meow, meow, meow. He's got food out all night long. He's got toys out to play with because I find them moved all over the house. And yet, if you're not up before 3 o'clock in the morning, this is pretty serious business for him. Did you know that we're going to get into some warmer weather eventually? In fact, I was looking at the long-range forecast today. It looks like the end of January is actually going to be very pleasant around here. We're going to start seeing some high temperatures, I think soon near 50 degrees on a daily basis. That means, of course, the days will be getting longer, and you've got to start thinking about that heat that comes through your windows because they act as a convection oven. We've been recommending you give the folks at Tint Lady a call or look them up online because Tint Lady can actually come out and do a free estimate for your home, your office, even your automobile, and they do paint protection as well. We get into those warmer months. That means that tint is going to help you save on your electricity bills because your AC won't have to work as much. You can call and schedule an appointment at 736-8469 or go online at tintladyidaho.com. Now, this is a company that's been in business locally for almost a quarter century. 1887 Highland Avenue East in Twin Falls, open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday by appointment only, and closed on Sundays. It's 9:36. Bill Colley with you on Top Story on News Radio 1310 KLIX. I'm never up late enough to watch the late night comedians. I do see some of their routines though later on. Jimmy Kimmel, who's at ABC, sent some of his crew out to actually interview people on the street the past couple of days. This is an abbreviated version. I cut this down. I cut it in half this morning. This is in California, so you can only imagine that most of these people that he's talking to, they're Democrats. And frighteningly, they may vote.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this morning came out endorsing Donald Trump for president. What was your reaction to that?
Please don't. Please, I would be a little nervous. I would think he would be the last one to endorse Trump.
What do you think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. endorsing Donald Trump for president?
I figure if he's going to endorse Donald Trump for president, then maybe he thinks it'll be a good president, in his opinion.
Were you surprised that Martin Luther King Jr. endorsed Donald Trump, even though he got kicked off Celebrity Apprentice last year?
Oh, yes. I would be surprised, but you got to do what's better. The rich are going to support the rich, and they got to know how to take care of their money. Because if Donald Trump, being the money man he is, will take care of their money, sup, TMZ?
Were you surprised to learn that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. never once voted for Barack Obama?
Actually, I am.
Why is that?
I am surprised. You would think because of my minority that he would want to vote for Mr. Obama himself.
But the whole being deceased and not being able to get him in a vote.
Which is true.
Do you think Martin Luther King endorsing Donald Trump was a reaction to Malcolm X endorsing Hillary Clinton?
Well, Malcolm X and Hillary Clinton, they, from Martha's Vineyard, Malcolm X has a home on Martha's Vineyard. So they
Water ski together?
vacation
They
with
water
them.
ski together?
Yeah, they vacation. They golf together when they were on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. It is so sad. And Malcolm X has been dead 51 years. Martin Luther King Jr. has been dead, 48 years? And yet, where have these people been? And as I say, they're not only voting in some instances, they're breeding. They're creating more of those. And we wonder why we can't get this country turned around, my friends. And they're not even embarrassed by being stupid. That's the other part of it. When the guy says, of course he hasn't voted for him because he's dead. And the other guy just kind of stands there with a dopey look on his face and doesn't have any response. Bill Colley with you on Top Story on News Radio 1310 KLIX and newsradio1310.com. 20 minutes away from 10 o'clock. It's 28. There is an effort among some Democrats in Idaho to take away a parent's rights when a parent decides to take a sick child to a faith healer. Right or wrong? We'll talk about that before we wrap up the program today.